Hi everyone, it's Lavinia and welcome. I was going to wait until Sunday, until after both days of my craft fair was done to get back into Zentangle, but I did come back today, Friday, relaxed a little bit and started to just get back into Zentangle. It relaxes me. I enjoy it, so I hope you do too. So in today's video, we are going to be drawing this Zentangle. It's called Nome, Nome, by CZT Angie Giddles. This is the Zentangle itself, and then this is one of the variations. And another variation is you can emit this little circle. And so this one again is called Gnome. Do you see it? Do you see the little nose, the mustache, and the beard of the gnome? So that is what this Zentangle well, I guess Zentangles aren't necessarily representational, but that's where the name gnome came from. And in today's video, I'm going to just draw this Zentangle. This one may take a little bit longer, and I may do that as part of a short instead, but this, I'll explain how to create this. And of course, take these basics and then make them your own. So as far as for supplies, I have here a Uniball black ink pen. I have my graphite pencil. I have my tortillon, and I do have an eraser. Not sure if I'm going to be using it, but any eraser, will do. So this is my drawing journal that I use for my Zentangles and tangles. And I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's quite simple. So let's go ahead and break it down. Let me see if it can come out just a little bit closer. So the first thing we're going to start with is just up here. We are going to draw in the center somewhat an orb. Doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry about that. So we have that. And now we are going to come to this point. So we're going to start from here. And again, if you want to use pencil, we can go ahead and do that. If you want to use pencil, just come from the center and just draw that curved line heading up that way. You can also, in one of the variations, is instead of having it curve up, just having it, come a little bit straighter, and you can do that as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and erase this because I might want to make it, let's just go ahead and I'm going to maybe make it just a little bit deeper like that. And then from here, we're doing the same thing, just coming up to this corner. Doesn't matter to me that they're not even. It almost looks like a little cat's face too. But anyway, you have that. And now we're going to come from here and come down to this corner. So again, just another bit of a curved line coming that way. I'm just going to tilt my page to make it easier for me. And come on that way. Almost looks like a little person there. And now the next thing is we are just going to go ahead and start drawing these curved lines. So almost like an aura. So I think I'm going to start from here. You can make them as thick or as thin as you'd like. And then I'm going to do the other side. And I'm not necessarily having them match either. So those are like the little whiskers. And let's say I wanted to bring that down just a little bit. I can. So we have that. And now the next thing we're going to do is just draw these. So if you remember the Zentangle called Shattuck, to me it kind of reminds me of that. It's just these little curved, slightly curved C shapes. And what I like to do is I'm going to start from this area and then just make those slightly curved lines. Again, make them as thick or as thin as you'd like. We're going to be adding graphite. So let's say you feel that for you this is too thick, you can always come back and add some more in between. This does remind me of Shattuck. So we have that there. Again, for ease, I am going to turn my page. And I'm going to start from this corner here, just because it's easier for me. Okay, so we have that. And then we are just going to now just draw some straight lines. I think I am going to start just from the center. And then we're just giving that an aura on each side. Just the repetitive pattern. There we go. All right, so that is it. And now what I'm going to do is grab my pencil, and I think I'm going to give a little bit of shading under the orb, maybe here as well, under the curved lines. And then here, like that. And I can always go back with my pen if I wanted to darken these lines as well to have them show up just a little bit more. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of shading also in the inside edge. So let's see what that looks like. I have my tortillon here. Just tiny little circles. Pushing that into the paper and then pulling a little bit down. Again, just little circles. And then where the border is, I'm just going straight across. Here, I think I'm going to pull just a little bit further. I don't know, for me, to me, this looks more like a curtain, but I can see it looking like the little gnome's face. But I think of like maybe a Broadway play and the curtains coming down. Might push just a little bit here, and then maybe also here, just to give a little bit of roundness to that orb. And I may want to go back in with a little bit more graphite just to darken that area here just a little bit more. Give it just a little bit more definition. And I can also, let me just show you right now, but I can also go back with the pen just to give the lines that I want to just a little bit more intensity. And I might want to do this one. That one. And you can also, rather than using the same pen, if you have several pens with different nib sizes, you can always go one up if you wanted to, or two up, depending what your preference is. Or you can leave it the way it was. I just wanted to give it a little bit more depth. Okay. All right, I think I like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and write the name, N-O-M-E, Gnome. And today is what? Today is 11/7/25. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this one and give it a try. Let me know what you think. Let me see if you see the gnome face when you first saw it. I didn't until I read the history or the background about the name. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care. I will see you in the next one. Bye.